Hello everyone. Welcome to Heart Chakra Medium. Go ahead and settle in. Connect to your heart. Go ahead and welcome your heart's desire, whoever you're wanting to speak to. And because your loved ones, your departed loved ones is in the spirit, their message could come through from anybody really, but for this particular time together, for this reading, it is going to be, I am going to channel and interpret the energetic message related to you from your father. But if you are connected here in my community, connected with me through my readings, there may be a message here for you, even if it's not, if your departed loved ones is not your father. So, welcome, returning and new subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me here for this intuitive mediumship. I see a father and a child or a toddler. It looks like she's about 5 or 6 years old. So if that's a significant event or time in your life or experience with your father that's coming to my sight and seeing here, I see fondness and affection between the two, between the connection, the father and the toddler. Maybe your father had passed away when you were in that age. But also I'm sensing today, before I channeled, some of you, your father is alive, or at least you have no knowledge of your father passing, but you do not have contact. Some of you may not even know your father. So that may come through in this message as well. Doesn't have to be deceased and departed father or loved ones, but it could just be you don't have contact. But some of what was coming to me today before I channeled is that some of you, you've never met your father, you have no contact. Maybe you are wanting to have a contact, don't quite know how to go about that. So there may be some message that will come through in that regard of the dynamic between you and your father. So let's get into the reading. So the child that I was seeing earlier, it could have something to do with a father and a son, actually. A father and a son. And it does feel like it was a separation between, like, you've never met your father. And it seems like the age difference between your father and your mother was maybe, it's significant, maybe 10 to 15 years difference, but your father left when you were a child, and your mother maybe are just recently started talking about it because you're asking questions. And so what I'm hearing your father is contemplating now is that your father is regretting the time that he has left, the time that he did not show up to be a father. Like, he wasn't ready for you to be born. He wasn't ready to be a father to you. And so what's best for him at the time, what he feels was best for him, is to not even show up. If he can fully show up, to just never show up at all. And so what I'm hearing is that regret, deep regret, sorrow. Your father does want to connect, but also is afraid that once again, he's not going to be able to show up. He feels like he's lost a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take a lot of work to even have a connection with you. But your father is yearning. Your father is thinking about you. Your father is still regretting. But at the same time, he feels like he doesn't have enough strength and confidence to even have a connection and start a relationship, whatever that might look like. So the father is coming through on this one also is still alive, and it looks like for this one you have some kind of connection already. You have started. Your father has taken the path of wanting to see what kind of relationship the two of you can have or create. Your father felt like he lost a lot of time of not showing up and not being there for you emotionally, as well as not being present in your life for your needs. And your father, though the past has hurt both him and you, they are not willing to not try it with you. So they want to try. It seems like there maybe is some question on your part if you think that your father is he's here now, but is he going to disappear again? And so just your father is trying his best, without not just words, to let you know that he is going to be here for good. Like until you tell him not to be in your life, like he's made a decision for himself to work and walk towards happiness with you, towards long-lasting relationship with you, and whatever that may look like for the both of you. But the message is really just your father wanting you to know that he will do whatever it takes to show you that he is here for good, that he's not going to leave you, and that the past is past. He can't change it, but what he can do is show you how much it really means a lot to him that the two of you have reconnected. So this is a young father coming through, and he passed away. He passed away when you were still young, and now you are grown. Your life in some regards is stable, successful career, successful relationship, maybe there's some areas of your life where it could be better, or you're ready for new things to take place. But all in all, you are content. That's a better word. You are content where you're at. But somehow you're feeling like something is lacking and missing, and you can't quite figure out what it is. And your father is wanting you to know that because he passed away when you were young, you didn't even really get to know him. You may have that lack, or you may grieve for maybe the rest of your life. Maybe not hysterically, maybe not losing your mind, but it's always going to feel like something is missing. And he's coming in wanting to apologize that he was not able to be there, watch you grow, watch you in the events that has taken place in your life, that he wasn't able to be there for your birthdays, for graduation, for those milestones, for the marriage that you've been in, or relation. He didn't get to meet your boyfriends, and through the times when you were in your life, teens, 20s, and he's sorry for that. Your father wants you to know that if you're ever questioning if he was sad, if he's grieving himself for not being there, for not being able to watch you grow, he's still carrying that pain. But your father is wanting you to know that you can start a relationship with him. It may not look like what other relationship father and daughter may have, or it may not be what you would rather have. But if a connection with him right now, in your memories, in your heart, with your spirit, would be enough, if it would suffice, if it would support you during this time, your father is wanting you to know that he is present and he is here. And that even though he wasn't there through most of your life, in spirit he was there. You weren't aware that he was there, but he is there, and he loves you, and he is for you. He is watching you, he's guiding you gently. It may be silently, because you can't quite hear him articulating how he feels in every moment, but he said that he is there, and he will always be with you. This is for you who, some of you may have Cancer placement in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Venus. And also the other side of that dynamic, your father may have Cancer placement in his chart. This reading is about grief. Most of you are still grieving about the loss of your father. And some of you are grieving about a loss, about just feeling unfulfilled in your life, feeling like you've lost so much in your life. Some of you are feeling extremely emotionally overwhelmed about the cares in the world, as well as the lack that you are experiencing. And your father is wanting you to know that life is a mystery sometimes. It can be mundane, but it could also be full of mystery. And though your father is saying that I don't want you to wish and just believe blindly, but at times wishing and hoping for things to get better, or believing for things to get better, will help the grief, but it doesn't solve the underlying truth that some things you may never experience in your life. Some things may never change. Some things may never go back to what it was. And your father is saying to be patient, be kind to yourself, be compassionate to yourself. Some of you are still young, and maybe your mother is the one hearing this message, and your father is wanting you to know through your mother how to communicate it, because some of you, you're a toddler, and the loss of your father you don't quite understand, but you are yearning and asking and missing your father, and you are actually in the wishing. You are in this, your cognition right now, your understanding, you are in that sense of maybe tomorrow dad will come back. So your father is wanting you to know that I love you. You will always be my baby girl. I love you. And yes, one day we will see each other again. Yes, one day you'll be able to understand why I left, why I'm not there with you anymore. But anytime that you feel afraid, and anytime that you miss me, know that I too am missing you. And it's okay to be afraid. And though I cannot hug you, embrace you, and be there, right there next to you, mommy will. Mommy, you can run to mommy. You can ask mommy for a hug. You can miss me with mommy, because I always miss you. My heart is aching that I am not there. And I'm always thinking about you, just as every time you think about me, I'm always thinking about you. I have a father here who died in an accident. He was working, and the accident was at work. I won't share the detail of it, but because this could connect to a few of you. But your father, he passed away. He was in his late 50s. And he passed away, and it was a work accident. And your father is wanting to speak to you about your work. It looks like you are in a season of your life where you're just ready for a change. You're ready for a change. You want to change, and you're waiting for opportunities. And your father is coming through because he is sensing that you are starting to grow weary. You're starting to feel a little hopeless. And you actually is asking him for guidance and direction. You are feeling a little lost in this time of your life. Some of you are in your 40s and 30s. And some of you are thinking that, am I in midlife crisis because of my age? And your father wanted to speak to that, first of all, to say that your age doesn't mean that if you're at this age, this is your experiences. Society can tend to make you feel that way. But your father is saying that your current place, you are it's becoming clear to you that that's not a place where you feel satisfied. It's not a place that you're going to be giving the rest of your life to. You may need to wait a little, and maybe a little bit more, because you're starting to feel impatient. And your father is just letting you know that, yes, things are going to get better, not to grow weary, not to lose hope, but definitely practice patience. Things are going to come around. Things are going to turn around. If you can wait a little longer, there is an opportunity that's coming to you, where you are gonna know, you're gonna know without a shadow of a doubt, yes, this is the job for me. This is where I can express my passion. This is where I can invest more of my time and energy. This is where I'm willing to give more of my time and energy to work and dedicate a good portion of my life. Your Father is saying that the next opportunity, you're gonna know what it is. But also, when you know that it is, that it's not out of desperation, you're gonna spend a good 5 to 10 years at this next job opportunity. It's gonna feel satisfying. It's gonna feel fulfilling. It's gonna feel like you're supported in what you need and who you are, the gifts and the talents that you can offer to the establishment. So once again, your Father is saying that it has to feel to you that it's exactly what you're looking for, and you're gonna know it, and He's gonna guide you. He's gonna affirm you when the opportunity comes that yes, this is the one. So He's saying, be patient, my daughter. Things are gonna change for you in the area of career and work. Some of you may have Leo placement in your chart, as where some of you may have Taurus or Libra placement in your chart, or the other side of that dynamic, your father may have Leo placement or Taurus or Libra placement in his chart. Your father is saying that there is a celebration that is approaching here for you just before the end of summer. So summer will go until you'll figure out the timeline, but I am sensing towards the end of August and potentially beginning of I'm also sensing it's gonna go through probably even the tip of fall. I'm pointed to Libra season. So, but your father is saying that there's a celebration that's approaching you soon, and it's gonna feel like it's the happiest moment of your life. You're gonna feel very loved. You're gonna feel like your wishes and dreams have finally come true. To some of you, has something to do with relationship, romantic love relationship, where it's not just gonna feel like a seasonal fling or a short period one, but it has the potential to sustain and be a long-term kind of relationship. To some of you, you're celebrating your birthday, and your father is saying that it's gonna feel like the greatest birthday you've ever experienced. Some of you are planning a big party for your birthday, and your father is saying that I'm going to be there, but it's also going to turn out the happiest for you. Your father is also saying that there's a divine timing that most of you are going to experience, and the timing could be the next 3 weeks, which does end up being the end of August. So the next 3 weeks, or potentially the next 3 months, or lasting 3 weeks to 3 months. And you're gonna feel so much more like appreciation for yourself, appreciation for the people that are in your life, for your community. Some of you, the change The change has to do with you connecting with like-minded people. Some of you have been feeling lonely, so it is that approaching like a sunnier day, sunnier times of feeling like you found your tribe, you found your people. And most of you are just experiencing your womanhood in the most confident you've ever experienced your womanhood to be. And your father is wanting you to know. So your father that's coming through, the father that has passed on, wanting you to know that I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of who you have become. I'm so proud of how confident you have been, even in times when you have felt insecure. You trusted what feels right, what feels true. You didn't settle for anything less than you're able and capable and you deserve. And your father is saying that payoff return of investment is coming. Good things, blessings, brighter days is approaching and about to happen for you. So some of you also, the Cancer season and timeline could be significant. It could be your birthday, it could be your father's birthday. And it could also be that there's something that is unfolding around Cancer season. So depending when you're watching this, I'm sensing to encourage you not to get discouraged if Cancer season is a further time than when you are hearing this message. But timeline is fluid, but yeah, good things. I mean, ultimately the message is that good things are taking place and unfolding for you. We are going to stop the actual reading there. Let's pull some grounding crystal oracle for you to tune in your energy, just to bring you to oneness and groundedness. This is the smoky quartz. The message is arm your spiritual warrior. Arm your spiritual warrior. Let's pull another one. Ooh, this one's fun. This is the Peridot. And the oracle says, magnetize your motivation. Magnetize your motivation. Let's pull tea leaf for you as well. Oh, I like this one. June, look at that, Cancer season. There it is, June. Okay, so I believe it's to some of you, not all. So that would be significant. Flute, disappointment in a friend or a lover. Disappointment in a friend or a lover. I am sorry to hear that. Success! Look at that. That's the last message. I love that. Your fathers are so amazing. Let's pull a few more. 10th, temporary situation. So for those that are in a situation that doesn't feel like it's changing, it's temporary. Owl, good advice from a wise person. Good advice from a wise person. Let's seal this reading with love, with devotion, loyalty, and assurance. For the connection line is never broken.